Rolling.
Okay, hello. So, you asked for the recipe, and I told you there's a video. This is the video. Okay. First, let's show the ingredients. You're gonna need oil. I use sunflower oil. Milk. I use oat milk, but it can be normal milk. It depends on you. Cheese. I would say at least 200 grams, but I like to use between 300 and 400 grams of cheese. This is a mix that we did with young belegen gouda. And
So young Gouda.
Yeah, and
Parmesan.
Parmesan, yes.
In what proportion?
So this one is 280 gouda and 70 of Parmesan. But you can do any proportion you want, to be honest. I already did full gouda. It works great. I did more Parmesan, also works great. There is no wrong way of doing cheese.
Can I use any other cheese?
I'd say don't use any old cheese. Don't use any very, let's say, moldy cheese. Try not to use that. I will not use old gouda as well. I think the young is better because it melts. Then it creates a better texture when you bite.
Can I use mozzarella?
I never tried it, but probably. But never tried it. If you try it, let me know. So we have the oil, we have the milk, we have the cheese, the salt. So this is 10 grams of salt. And then we have here the secret of success, which is the polvilho. Polvilho, this is polvilho azedo, it's around 200 grams, and polvilho doce, which is around 130 grams.
Let me show the labels.
Yes, good idea.
So, this is one kind, this is another kind.
Yeah.
All right.
The proportions of the polvilho are some of the most important ones. It's good to keep that. You can, let's say if you have a little bit less, a bit more of them, it's kind of okay, but I tried the recipe with different proportions, and this is the one that I think is the best. I also got the best feedback of people that ate. Also one egg, just one egg, and that's it. So first thing we're gonna do is that we're going to heat milk and oil. That's also important to be almost exact on the proportion so the dough stays good. So it's 200 milliliters of milk. And 50 milliliters of oil. Okay. So we're gonna heat it up, but you try to not boil. It's hard because as soon as you don't look at the pot, it will boil. And when it boils, just goes up very fast.
What do you use, stove or microwave?
I use stove. I believe you can use microwave as well. There's no reason why not to, but I like stove because it's easier to see. It's okay. Easy to see the.
Control the temperature?
Yeah, control the temperature. See when it starts boiling. You can stop if you're watching. As of in the microwave, you kind of miss a little bit.
All right.
Yeah. I'll cut now and I'll go back when it's almost ready, so we don't wait too much in the video. Yeah. So let me show you how it looks when it's about to boil. So when it's like this, you can already turn off. There's no reason to actually come to a boil. We just want the heat to warm it a bit, and also the heat helps to mix the fat of the oil and the milk. So that's why we heat it up. Now we're going to start mounting the polvilho queijo. Okay, now the simple part. We're just going to mix all the polvilho.
By the way, the recipe and quantities of ingredients will be below in the description.
Yes. Can you hand me the black thing to mix? got 1 teaspoon. Yes. Thank you.
Brazilian snow.
Okay, now important part. You don't want to drop all these contents here at once because it will cook the polvilho. To heat up, to start cooking it. So you're just gonna drop a little bit of the contents and then you're gonna quickly put the polvilho on top to mix it up.
Mix, mix, mix.
There's no big rush here. You're always looking for maintaining a layer of very white powder around the dough.
So what you mean that it shouldn't be very sticky?
Well, we haven't dropped all the contents yet, so yeah, it should still be dry enough. If you drop it little by little and you see it's already very sticky, this means you should stop dropping. So see, now it's still a lot of dry powder for us to wet. Yeah, okay. So now that you put all the liquid, it should be a little bit warm here, so be careful. Maybe it's too hot if you heat it up. It's a bit too much. But now just go with your hand as well and just work the dough a little bit.
When do I add cheese and egg?
Soon.
Stay tuned.
It is quite hot. I think I overheated a bit, but that's alright.
I just realized that I should have filmed horizontally.
It's okay. That's most of the problems. Most people will watch in the phone anyways. I believe. Let them know if you're watching on your phone or not.
Down in the comment section.
Okay.
Like, subscribe, comment.
Okay, so that's how it looks like. The dough. It is a little bit wet, but still you see how I touch it. It's kind of just
Like Play-Doh.
Play-Doh. Yeah, Play-Doh. Exactly. Thanks. It's like Play-Doh. You don't need to work on it a lot. You just need to absorb everything, make it homogeneous, and then you can open again like this. Then do the egg. Now, if I were you, I would do the egg in a different vessel first, because first of all, there's always off chance the egg isn't good, or like now, might be little pieces of shell that, well, why not take it off, right? You don't want that type of crunchiness. So just take it off. Because what you're gonna do is this, you're just gonna first, don't know if you can see this. Yeah?
Yep.
Okay. Just gonna do a little shake. Not necessarily like, just normal mix. Nothing big, nothing very strong, until it's around that. And then once you have this, you just also throw in dough. Now there's a first, let's say, little risk that maybe the dough gets too wet. If your play dough is dry, don't put more milk or oil before adding the egg. Only assess the dryness of your dough after the egg, because the egg brings a lot of moisture with it. Nice. Okay, I like this because it's a good example of a very moisture dough. I can show you that. This dough is extremely moisture. See? You don't want this. This is a bit too much. So what you're gonna do? You're gonna just get the polvilho and add a bit more. Which one? I would add the azedo first, just a little bit. And if you want to add a bit more afterwards, you add the doce. This is the azedo. Now, when adding for correction, never add a lot at once, even if you think you need a lot, because sometimes you don't, and then it becomes very imbalanced, and then you have to put more milk, and then soon you have a dough that's triple the size you wish. Okay, it is still slightly sticky, but less. It still sticks on my hand, but now it also drops, so that's good. You can add more polvilho here or not. Honestly, I will first add the cheese and then we check again. So cheese, no ceremonies, just drop. And now we're gonna work the cheese inside the dough. Just try to make it a uniform blob. I like going around it and then pressure in the middle, but you do you. Then fold it with itself. A little bit too wet.
Can I use a mixer for this?
I never use mixers. I believe you can because they do it in industrial level, so they also use machines to do that. But I think they have these mixers for bread, right? That goes a little bit, just like working the bread. Those mixers I think should be fine. Doesn't need to be like these high-speed ones.
Can I use a blender to blend it together?
I don't know, maybe, but I never used it. Okay. So a little bit of mess here and there, but that's fine. You see, we have our big dough, so see, it's not coming on my hand anymore. All this part is already here. And it's a quite homogeneous piece, and this is what we're looking for.
Elastic.
Yes, so if I pull, just so you see what you should expect.
What's next? Does it need to rest?
Yeah, so now, if you're very, very hungry, you don't need to make it to let it rest. Okay, like there's not a, oh, if you don't do it, it's gonna be horrible. No, that's alright. It's gonna be so good. But If you have time, I highly recommend to just rest it. How much? Easy. You're just gonna place it back here in this container. I put a lid on it. You can also just use film and just put in the fridge for half an hour. When it's ready, after half an hour, it can be more if you, I don't know, if you have somewhere else to go, it's fine. But once you have time again, you can just go there, and this will be quite similar than now, but a bit more firm, and then you can just get a little piece, roll it, and then you have a pão de queijo. Yeah, and then you can just pop them in the oven. It's 200 degrees for 18 minutes on the top shelf.
18, 1-8, right?
1-8, yes, 18 minutes. 200 degrees on the top shelf. If you don't have a top shelf, it's just middle shelf. I would leave it for a bit more, like 20 minutes, 21 minutes.
But I think it's also important to evaluate visually, right? Because every oven is different.
Always evaluate visually. I would say, if you are in doubt, just take a bite. Even if it's raw, isn't bad for you necessarily.
Should I look for some golden crusty top?
Yeah, so ideally to be a golden cross top, slightly burned on the top if you're using top shelf, and then it's perfect.
But not golden brown.
No, but still edible. So you can just try as well different times. See if you want something more crunchy, something more soft. It's very much up to you.
And then can I freeze the balls?
Yeah, so thanks for reminding me that. So what do I do is that I do this dough, I leave it to rest. Then in half an hour I will just do the balls and freeze them, and then whenever you want to have a snack, it's just pop them in the freezer. Yeah?
Is that it?
I think so. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me directly
Or in the comment section below.
or commenting below, because then it's good as well, because other people can have the same question as you do. Yeah, hope it was informative, and let me know what you think about your own cheese balls.
Ciao, kisses.
Ciao, ciao.